you're a complete beginner with Power BI, let me show you how to build this interactive dashboard, even if you have never touched Power BI. This is a great beginner-friendly project to help you learn the basics in only about 20 minutes. For this project, I'm going to be using a sample legal data set. It's already cleaned and ready to go, and if you want to follow along, I have this data set linked in my bio. Go ahead and download the CSV file, connect to the data set in Power BI, and let's start building.
All right, so the first step to building any dashboard is to determine what kind of questions you want your dashboard to answer. So let's just start by putting together a list of questions. Well, if I ran a legal firm, I would want to see high-level aggregations like my total revenue and my total cases across whatever period I'm looking at. I would also want to dive a little bit deeper and understand what my average case value is. This way I could track how much I'm earning per case and see if that average is increasing year over year. I would also want to know what is my average revenue per hour. Again, this would help me understand if my average hourly rate is increasing each year, like I would hope. And lastly, I would want to know which case type pays me the most. This would help me prioritize high-value case types over lower-value case types. So this is a pretty good starting point, so let's head back over to Power BI and try and answer some of these questions. Let's start with the first question. I just want to know my total revenue. So over to the right, you'll see three different panes: filters, visualizations, and data. And when I expand the data pane, I see all of the fields in my data set. To build a visualization, just simply drag one of these fields over to your report canvas. So I'm going to grab my revenue field and just drag it over to my canvas. All right, so Power BI chose to aggregate revenue as a sum, which is what I want. And it chose to display the sum of revenue as a bar chart, which is not what I want. So let's expand the visualizations pane to see what kind of visualization options I have. I'm going to choose the card option since we're just looking at a static metric. Now, I don't really like that this card is white and just kind of blends into the background. So I'm going to change the color to actually match my legal firm's branding. So I'm going to click on the paintbrush icon to format my visual. And under General and Effects, I see that I have the option to change the color of the background. So I'm going to change that to match the color in the logo of my law firm. Now, obviously, I'm going to want to change the text color because it's too dark against the background. So under Visual, I can edit both the callout value, meaning the actual value of the metric, and the category label, meaning the label that tells me what the metric is. So I'm going to go ahead and change the callout value color to be white, and I'll change the category label color to be this off-white to help the callout value stand out a little bit more. Now, like I mentioned, I want the dashboard to match my legal firm's branding. So I'm also going to change the font to be the same font that I use in my firm's logo, which is Tahoma. Now, I'm just going to make two more adjustments to really make this card pop. Under General and Effects, I'm going to turn on the shadow option. I'm also going to turn on the visual border. I'm going to make the border color the same as the color of the card, and I'm going to round the corners as much as possible. Just these few slight changes